Okay, here we are. It's part 2 of this Tourney Journey. It's a 20 millibit buy-in, which these days is about $200. At the time, it was probably more like 150. We are at, I believe, the final table of this event. Grant is still in somehow. He actually is the chip leader. It's very distressing. Anyway, here I am with my 8-7 of diamonds. Bapsaroni there in the big blind is Batiste from Poker Time.
He's likely to defend with a wide variety of hands and 3-bet with some of them too.
Yep.
Well, that's a bad board.
One of those.
You got 2 back doors and a range advantage, though, so I guess you're going to go for it, huh?
Hell yeah. Let's bet small. Oh, this is big. I was going to say that's way too big. 2,800. There you go. 1,900. That's more like it. See if we can just get this through. And if not, we have a bunch of cards we can continue with on the turn. Diamonds, 6s, 9s. Paps does call. Oh, what a turn card. Grant.
That is a good card.
What did I do to deserve such greatness?
I don't know. You'll have to ask the ancients.
Yes. It would suck if I bet and I get jammed on here, but
yeah,
whatever.
You're forced to fold if you get jammed on.
Yeah, I definitely am. But
like you decide to go a little bigger than your initial sizing choice.
Yeah. I want to fold everything but a reasonable king there. Which it seems like I did. There's another little suited connector.
When you're suited connectors, Mr. Suited 8. That's your new name. It's a pretty sweet name.
It's a sweet name.
It's like Crazy 8 from Breaking Bad, except it's Suited 8. And it's
Loco Ocho.
It's like way less cool, but still it exists.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to call here.
Seems like the right move.
Yeah.
Pretty good flop.
Deep enough. Yeah. Potential. This is one of those boards I could potentially lead on.
You could.
But
getting raised is weird. I guess you could decide to 3-bet because you have equity against almost everything, and you can threaten the nuts pretty easily from your position.
It would seem bad to lead fold this hand. So, yeah. Instead, I just check call, though. Oh, look at that terrible card.
That is one of the worst cards in the deck.
Yeah. Really hoping Uncle Sam checks. Yeah. Feels like a check fold here. He checks back, though. So
this
where are we?
Check figure it out spot, I think.
Feels like it. There's the check. If he just checks, it's going to be easy. We probably win. But he might be able to bet 2 jacks here. He bets half pot, more than half pot. Well, half pot exactly, actually.
He hit the half pot button, clearly.
Yeah.
What do we know about the player? Do we know anything about the player?
No.
Well, it looks like he
just folded. Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, I think it's fine to fold.
I feel like I'm usually losing. I don't know if I'm losing all the time. But losing enough.
Look how good the structure of this tournament is. It's 350, 700 level, and these are 30-minute levels online. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Really crazy structure. Here's Costco getting involved again. We flop very well.
Yep. We're going to just never fold this hand.
Certainly not on the flop. Certainly not on the turn
card, but not bad at all.
No, he's only got a 2-to-1 stack to pot anyway. It's just like.
So you're just bet calling it off is the plan.
Yeah.
Going for 3 streets on clean runouts.
Yep. That's exactly the plan. He does shove, and I just don't think I can fold this hand.
No, I don't think so.
And luckily he turned a monster draw and missed.
The flop call is very strange by Costco there, but the turn play makes sense.
Agreed. So now you and I have all the chips, basically. And I somehow have pocket aces also. It's a nice little
you're
deal.
Unlucky I folded, so you don't get to 3-bet me.
I know. But here's Uncle Sam. He's probably not going to fold because if he did, I wouldn't include this hand in the video.
Is he going to Uncle Jam?
That would be cool. Oh, he's going to put in the 3-bet here. And the question is, what do we want to do? Do we want to just put in the big raise now, or do we want to call, or what?
It's actually really close, I think. I think calling is fine. He's going to be jamming a lot of flops, and you're just going to auto call every single flop there is. Right? There's no flop you can fold on.
I don't think there's any flop in the world I could reasonably fold on. Here's a flop, and you can. I mean, also the pot, his stack to pot is such that the plan is obviously to just try and get it on the flop most of the time, or the turn, if not the flop. Yeah,
I like
but
jamming
what? So
pre-flop. I like jamming pre-flop better if this player has not been 3-betting out of the big blind very much, because they're going to have a lot of ace king, ace queen type hands that they're going to have to call it off with. But if they do 3-bet out of the big blind with some frequency, I like the call better.
Yeah, I just feel like a 4-bet usually just gets fold so often that I can't.
Well,
be
he
that
did
bad
start
to
with
just,
like 24 blinds, so that's the type of stack that'll get in a lot versus the button.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Let's see what he does. He might just jam a lot.
Keeping your mouse far away from the call button there.
I'm trying to keep it away from the I don't want to accidentally fold. So I always keep it away whenever I'm like, no, I don't want to fold. Like I know I want to put chips in the pot.
Yeah, you can just move in here, basically pot size shove.
Instead, I call.
You decide. All right, expecting a lot of jams in the turn.
Yeah, I didn't want to fold out the ace kings, ace queens of the world.
That's fair.
I figure all the overpairs we're getting in it on the turn anyway. It doesn't it's mostly, I guess he could get scared sometimes, but turns out he had kings and nothing mattered.
So you just wasted everybody's time.
Yeah. But it was cool to get all the chips.
You did it in such a sly, tricky way, too.
I know. Felt amazing.
Now nobody at the table trusts you anymore.
This guy could have anything. Sadly, Grant doesn't open once again. We can't 3-bet him. It's really sad.
Yeah, but you didn't want to 3-bet me as badly with this hand as you did with the last one. Because
no, I want to 3-bet you more.
Probably have to fold. Oh, this is a big jam. That's like almost 40 blinds.
Is it? It's what are we at? 800? Yeah, you're right. It's 39 blinds. See, this is the thing. You were telling me this Satoshi player is really good, but this can't be right. Can it just have 39 blinds?
No, let's take a minute and talk about that, because I said that on the last episode. And I do think this player, Satoshi 492, does a lot of things very well and is tough to play against post flop and understands frequencies and knows when to put pressure on. But the mistakes that I've seen this player make are of this nature. Like I mentioned on the last episode, this player jammed when I had 12 blinds effective in the big blind from the small blind, ended up having 5-7 off, which is clearly a mathematical mistake, right? Like that's just not a good pre-flop decision to make. And this is of similar ilk. Like to jam this many blinds feels like just a huge disaster no matter what you have almost.
Yeah. I mean, what am I calling with when you jam 39 blinds over my 2 blind open? I mean,
good hands. Mostly good hands.
Yeah, like what's the worst hand I'm calling with? Like pocket nines? And
maybe.
Like I'm probably folding ace queen unless you do this a bunch. So it's probably ace queen and pocket nines. So this is going to be successful a lot, but you just don't have to do this. Like a normal 3-bet's going to work a lot. Like it's not like I'm 4-betting a lot and like putting, like I'm 4-betting light all the time and you don't know what to do. It's not like it's going to be a big problem. This honestly feels like two sixes, 2 sevens, or ace queen to me.
Yeah, it feels something like that.
But I'm not doing great against that range. I'm either flipping or losing. So
yeah, I imagine you're going to fold. I'm imagining you're going to fold this hand.
Yeah, I don't see how I really have any choice to call. I mean, if this player was doing this a lot, I could call, but there's no real option here, I think, to call. Right?
No.
I haven't folded yet, though. So I'm thinking about it. Or I'm like trying to act like I'm thinking about it.
Trying to make it so it's scary so they don't do it again.
I mean, does that really work anyway? I don't know if any of that works.
Maybe against some people it does. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, getting a little loosey-goosey under the gun here. I know it's really
5-handed, and I'm the chip leader. I can like be a little wider.
But the guy in the big blind is so damn good. Like, are you sure you want to play against him?
I'm going to basically, dude, I put you in a box and make you play against yourself. You're going to wait and see.
That's amazing. I love to hear about the box.
Hey, I flopped some back doors in an overcard.
Oh yeah, what a notable flop for your hand.
Yeah. I
I
decided
assume
my
this
under the gun
c-bet.
range. Why not?
If this c-bet gets through, then you're just including every hand that you beat me in this video. No, okay, I called good.
Oh no, I turned a big draw.
Oh yeah, this is an obligatory continue. I mean
Yeah,
that card hits you, and you've improved your equity against all of my made hands. It's really, you must go,
agreed.
but you have to fold to a check raise.
Of course. But you call again,
That's not
and
ideal.
king comes on the river. You're gonna check. Okay, so here we are.
I think you are supposed to go for it. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess your worst case scenario is I'm slow playing a set, which is unlikely. The more likely bad case scenario is I have a hand like King 10, which I would absolutely play every street like this so far, and
yeah.
definitely never fold the river.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could have Ace X of diamonds, and I'm calling some of the time with that, but not all of the time. So I think it's probably time to bet like 11,000.
I think you have a 10 a lot here, just like a naked 10.
I
And
do, yeah.
it's going to be really, really hard for you to call three barrels.
I agree. You
So
have
I
a
like going for it here.
big
As you
range
see,
advantage here. Oh wow, you're
yeah,
going big, huh?
I'm like, fucking fold, dude. And
And
you
I
fold
did.
instantly. So that was good. Could you have diamonds there? I don't know.
I don't know if I call the turn with naked diamonds.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Anyway, felt good to win that hand. Queen high.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, this feels like a call.
Hell yeah. And we flop okay.
Yeah, reasonable flop.
Feels like I have to check. Sumlo is going to continue usually. Not always, I guess, but usually. More than half pot. So what do you want to do here?
I think mostly I call, even though
Yeah.
it's hard to get value when you improve, which there you go. And it looks like you're just going to lead, which
Yeah.
is not absurd, but it's kind of like, do you really have bluffs?
I think I do. I do have some bluffs there. Although actually the king of clubs means like my straights come in too sometimes. So I have less bluffs there actually because it's a king. If it was any other club, I'd have more bluffs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like that as a lead from a balance perspective or a makes sense perspective. Maybe in practice against certain players, it's more profitable to lead there. But overall, I don't think it's the right move.
No, I think because it's the king, I don't like it. I'd like it better if it was a different club. I got to lead some of those clubs, but that's probably the wrong
another
club
flush draw for Johnny. Johnny O with his flush draws all the time.
With the overs, the nut, flush draw, also just the nut.
I don't like how you lingered on that.
Big nut Johnny.
Ugh.
All right, here we go.
I do not endorse that. The bet is fine.
By Satoshi.
Just don't like the things that you say.
I know. So what do you want to do on the turn here? My plan is to bet again. It looks like. Yeah, seems like it, right? Like
there's going to be a lot of hands that Satoshi called the flop that they're going to have to fold the turn with. We still have
pocket
equity
sixes.
Against almost everything. Yeah, and
like,
it looks like
all the pocket pairs basically just are like going to have to fold now, or like strongly consider folding anyway.
Oh, it looks like you're in the Century Club, buddy. Over 100K.
Feels so good. You're second in chips though, so congrats.
Yeah, but you've been pulling away here.
Yeah, things have gone relatively well.
Pure luck.
Wow, this is in here. What am I going to do with this hand? How am I going to win this spot?
Reason?
I don't know. Why would I check raise this? I don't think I do.
Check. Maybe it goes check.
Is
check
this maybe it goes check and I turn open ended. There you go.
Yeah.
So Batiste has a lot of like calls, of course, when he checks back an ace high board.
Yep.
Like so many calls, but I feel like it's better. I'd rather bet it than check call it.
Yeah, size it down a bit. Give yourself a cheap price, and he just folds it. Wow.
That's weird. He had like 2 4s or something. I don't know.
I guess.
I'm surprised. But
oh no, look at my stack. What happened to my stack?
I think I don't know. I'm up to 124,000 over here. More actually.
How did you not include in the video how you got to 124,000?
It was probably just a bunch of small pots. I don't know.
I guess so.
Like I only tried to do pots that had at least one interesting thing to talk about in them, So if anything was super straightforward, I just didn't include it. Oh, here we go. I remember this hand though.
So you're never folding, right? On turn or river most of the
Well,
time.
you bet 1,800 and I call because how can I fold?
Yeah.
River is a 7 of spades.
It's not the best card.
I know. And you do bet again. I remember this. And this is one of those spots where it's like, I'm going to pause it here and talk about this for a second. I know that I'm calling so much here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think you don't have as many bluffs as you might normally have. The 7 of spades is maybe gives you an out for a bluff, but also like completes a lot of the hands you would be betting on the turn anyway, then bet again on the river. I have the 9 of spades in my hand that blocks spades. I can't beat a 5. I can't beat a queen. You wouldn't bet a 7. You wouldn't bet a deuce.
I would bet all of my queens though against this line.
Sure you would. And it feels like you think I'm going to call a lot here is my belief. So I remember thinking that at the time and being like, God, maybe I should fold because I know you think I'm calling with a hand sort of like this, somewhere in this general area. Maybe ace king, but whatever. Like you just think I'm going to call. So I decided to fold as a result.
I'm pretty sure I had 6-3 of diamonds.
Yeah, I remember you saying you bluffed me.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna be doing a tourney journey on my tournament in this tournament in the future, and we can see that from my perspective at that point. But
yeah,
my
6-3 of diamonds makes sense that you would take your shot on the turn and river with.
It just felt like when I have that bad of a hand, I have to have something that what happened to me? I'm gone.
You're gone, buddy. Sorry, I don't know.
You didn't even get to see me lose.
Yeah, it's not your tourney journey. It's my tourney journey.
I want to see. I don't care. Lose.
We're down to 4-handed. I'm almost certain it only plays 2 spots. So here's me and Baps. I can't really put a whole lot of ICM pressure on Baps for a few reasons. One is like Lola's stack doesn't really matter for that. And Baps is like less concerned with that stuff than most people. There are points when I try to do that in this tourney, and it mostly failed. He just wasn't interested in making any kind of like tight folds, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
He assumed I was going to do that, and he was right. So here we are. What do you want to do here? So I just fold bottom when he bets twice.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I think he's got a lot of like give ups on the turn. So here we are. Now we actually are on the bubble. And I've got a cool ICM thing where I can, in theory, try and leverage these 2 stacks against each other. Although we're kind of deep enough that I can't do that much to them.
No, doesn't seem like.
So here we go. I just got 3-bet with 2 10s. What do you want to do?
I think
pausing here.
Either thing is fine.
Yeah. I think if we weren't on the bubble, I might be a little more inclined to call. But being on the bubble, I wanna put more pressure on him with a good hand, especially because I might do it with some bad hands too. I'm obviously never folding.
Yeah, clearly. He calls. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. It's a good flop for us. I just like he calls right away with jacks, and it's a sad time.
Well, that's a big pot.
Yeah. I was trying to make it look like, I was trying to push him around on the bubble, when on that 7 high board and get heroed by some stuff against a guy who's willing to do it. And instead he had jacks. So it didn't matter. Anyway, so now he's the big chip leader and we are down to a normal amount of chips. And it was sad.
So are you going with this? I suppose you are.
100% going with this. Let's see if that's true. Yep, there you go. I'm like, bring it on, buddy. I'm not intimidated by the bubble. He calls. He has the same hand.
Same hand.
Yeah.
Boring.
It's possible either of us was folding ace jack. It's possible this was just like, I don't know how good it is for either one of us really, but what are you going to do? It's a really good hand. We're 3-handed. Can't be that bad. At least I got to be the guy who moved in instead of, having to call it off there. Oh, here's a spot. I got 3-bet again. He's 3-betting me a lot, as you can see.
Yep.
And I thought this hand was actually, I thought this, sometimes I can 4-bet this hand, but actually I can also just call with this hand because this hand's actually pretty good, So I flop bottom pair and 2 backdoors.
I mean, that's better than nothing.
Yep. I'm beating, ace queen. Obviously can't fold on the flop. Probably can't fold on that turn unless he sizes it pretty big, right? He checks anyway. So I
go either way here. You have a stack where he might be going for the check shove with your stack.
Yeah, maybe.
So I don't hate the check back.
At the same point, I miss out on denying equity.
Hey, it worked out pretty
queen
well.
9. Yeah, it worked out really well.
I actually like Beps' sizing there on the river. He sized really small, repping an ace. Mm-hmm. You don't have to size any bigger than that.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have a lot of frustrated folds there. So you'll notice basically all these hands are me and Batiste playing each other and Satoshi just sort of sitting out and watching. Like just keep sitting out and watching.
On a very big bubble. It's something like a $700 bubble.
I think it's more. I think it's like 1,200 or something. So what do you think about this? I call with king high. Yeah.
Well, I think you're putting him on hearts, but you block hearts. I don't know. It's not ideal.
Yeah. I just feel like he's calling a bunch on the flop with overs, and then when I check back the turn, he's going to take shots with non-showdownable overs.
I think that was a bit ambitious, probably, to call there.
Maybe. And also, you could say distribution is like I could probably call it better, like with the ace highs and not with the king highs, at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be chopping sometimes with the king highs, maybe too, which would sort of suck. I don't know if he's actually going to bet king high. Anyway, that may have been ambitious. I don't disagree. Anyway, here we are with our king 6 off. Put a little pressure on Satoshi, who's mostly stayed out of the way. But we got to.
You always have king 6 off, and that's not a flop that really has much going for you. But I guess it's dry enough that you're going to take a shot.
You can take a shot at it, I mean, there's 8,300 in there, Grant. You can't just not take a shot at it. You get called. So not super great. But that queen of clubs, queen is better for me. I have a lot more queens than Satoshi does. So I decide to barrel again. Figure, what the hell? Get called again. It's not great. And then the 9 of clubs comes, and I'm like, I am kind of blocking everything. The king of clubs is such a key card here. I block king 10. I block clubs. So I just move Satoshi in.
You really go for it.
Yeah. If I didn't have the king of clubs in my hand, I definitely am just giving up. But the king of clubs felt like such a good spot.
That's powerful on a highly leveraged bubble, too, where like the buy-in was something like $125 at the time, and the bubble was the initial payout was at least $700 or $800.
I really think it was like 1,200 even. I really do. So like it's a pretty big spot in theory anyway. So here we are. So we open ace deuce. Oh, sorry. Batiste opens ace. Batiste opens the small blind. I defend, and we flop top pair. He bets. Obviously, we have a call here all day. I've seen better turn cards, but whatever. We're not folding the turn. Really just have to call.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, here's the interesting card. So now the 7 comes on the river.
He doesn't have too many lone 7s in his range. He probably checks either the flop or turn with those. He could have spades, and he could have queen 10, and he could have ace jack, ace queen, or ace king. Oh, but he checks.
Yeah, he checks. And the question is to go for value or not. I just check it back, and we can't see what he had. I'm sorry to say, but he didn't have a very good hand. I think he just gave up. It was just him giving up. I don't think there was value to be had, is what I'm getting at here. All right, here we open here. We're praying Satoshi shoves, but we don't get that. Flop very well. And he calls. We turn amazing. Obviously continue here. But 60% of the pot, sizing it up a bit now.
I guess you're hoping to get raised, but what is raising, I guess?
I will take a call.
Dress.
Call is pretty good. 4 on the river, not amazing.
But you still have to go for value, obviously.
Of course, he checks. The question is how to size this.
I think I like doing something. Yeah, I think I like betting pot or bigger and making it an easy bet fold.
Interesting. I went in a completely opposite direction. I went tiny to induce.
You can get called by a lot of aces if you go pot.
But I decided to try and have him lose his mind a little bit.
It is a very annoying bet.
Yeah, and see, he raised to 12. I insta-call. He had an ace. He had a bad ace. I think he was trying to get me off a chop.
So you actually did lose a little bit of value there because I think he calls if you bet pot.
Probably you're right. Oh, here's an interesting hand. So he raises. I decided to defend with the 7 deuce suited. First of all, you think that's okay? We both have a lot of chips. I'm in position.
It's close.
Yeah, I could just fold it for sure. I could certainly just fold it. It would be fine, right? But I think it's okay to defend it. It starts to get a little more questionable, I'll say. This one, I think. Let's see here. So he bets the flop. He bets a third. And I decide to flat.
Okay, you're just going to try to outplay Batiste. That's the plan.
Yep, that's the plan. I'm like, I have a backdoor flush draw. I'm in position. You bet tiny. Let's see if you check the turn, basically. Or if I pick up a heart on the turn. Let's see if any of those things happen. I do not pick up a heart. So I'm ready to fold. Obviously, I'm not going to do anything but fold here if he bets. But he checks. So now I feel like I have to take a shot. Like, if I don't take a shot here, what the hell was I doing calling the flop, right?
Yeah.
So I bet. Batiste calls. And we have 7 high. I'm like, well, I guess we're going to bet big and hope he folds.
Wow.
This has mostly worked for me in this tournament.
I think the kids used to call this clicking buttons.
Yeah, this is a bit of a button clicky thing for sure. This is like where I was feeling like he was 3-betting me a lot. He was trying to make all these plays. And I was like, I'm going to make a few plays at you, bro. So he goes into the tank, and I'm like, does he just have a jack? I'm like, he's going to call with a jack, I guess. That's fine. I wasn't really targeting a jack. I was targeting worse hands than a jack. So he calls with, you can't see it, but it's 5-6 of spades.
Wow, you got owned.
I know. It was pretty rough. I was like, I don't know if that's a good call, man. You blocked the spades, but he sure was right that time.
Hey, we
so
just
that
saw
was really sad.
You folded. We just saw a raise and take it. Sweet.
Yeah. It's because I'm so sad about that last one. Anyway, here we are with ace-6 of hearts. So I'm going to play this one.
Oh, your raise is really small.
Yeah, min raising.
No, he raised really small.
Oh, yeah, he raised super small, right? So I flat. Remember, we are on the bubble still, too. This is all on the bubble, all of this stuff. So he can really threaten, me a little bit more than I can threaten him right now since he's got me out chipped. I call once because I just feel like I have to call once there. I guess I could fold. What do you think?
I think calling once is fine, but you could also just fold and avoid the situation.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. We got some serious stack to pot. This is one of those spots where if he fires again, I'm obviously folding. If he checks, I guess I just bet and try and fold out like some slightly better hands.
And just deny equity.
Sure. So you see, I size it super small to fold out this is mostly equity denial, like king, queen, or sorry, king, jack, and stuff like that. And we river
Hey,
an
that's a
ace by
good
some
card.
freaking miracle. He checks. Do you want to bet or do you want to check?
I want to bet. I want to bet like 28,000 and absolutely fold if he shoves.
So I go a
Obviously.
little smaller. He insta calls. He has a better ace. His ace 8. Yeah, it was really that one really hurts. That one hurts me super bad, as you can see.
Looks like this is one that we are not going to be folding pre-flop.
Yeah, we're definitely committed here, although not as much anymore. It's not super great.
I mean, with your stack, Satoshi's going to jam a lot of aces, blind versus blind there.
Yeah.
Oh, and the next ace is a great card. Now you can definitely go for value.
Now I'm going for value and probably can't fold now.
You bet really
the
small,
call?
huh?
Yeah. I'm trying to get called by a 10 twice.
What do you do if you get raised when you've bet small twice?
I don't know.
You definitely win this one.
It depends on the play. Yeah. Instead, I got called and it was happy time. So now me and Satoshi have almost the same chip stack. Oh, this is a key hand right here.
Gonna call.
Satoshi opens, have to call, and here we go. Flop top pair.
We're in check call mode and hope they don't have us beat.
Yep. Clearly got to check call this. Flop.
1871, and perfect sizing.
Here's this king on the turn. So
yeah,
feeling pretty married to this hand at this point.
I mean, you're not beating value against 3 barrels, but that doesn't really matter.
Right. That's what I think too, especially on the bubble, especially, blah, blah, blah. I call. I feel like I just have to call. And 3 of clubs, I'm like, okay, well, I kind of rooting for a jam, honestly.
I'm rooting for a check back.
Well, check, I always win.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I mean, a jam, I'm not going to put a ring on its finger, but I'm really, if she jams, I'm just going to have to call, I think. I don't know. We can talk about it. There's the jam. So you see I call right away.
Looks like you quickly called.
Yeah, I had already decided. Satoshi took a long time there, and I was like, I'm calling. I didn't have time to figure it out. So you see, now I've got no chips.
And you got an ace. This might be the end of the tourney journey. Oh, no, the bubble.
There's a reasonable chance this is the end. Batista opens, I jam.
Oh, this is a heartbreaking bubble.
Yeah, this was a tough one. This was pretty sad. You can't see, but I'm losing. I'm losing the whole way.
You got outs. You got outs.
I know. Yeah. He had a bigger ace.
Well, that's a very sad end. We've done tourney journeys before. The last 2, they had you getting some money by finishing in the money in this tournament. We had me winning a different tournament. But this one is just heartbreak.